I have a BMW. Do you know what that means? Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I want a horse to
I know, right?
This is why I wore big hair today.
Oh.
Because I normally don't.
Yeah.
The bigger the hair, the closer to Jesus, right? Hello, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of AfterBuzz TV's RuPaul's Drag Race. This is episode 7.
Zepisode?
8, right?
Episode 8.
What is Zepisode?
Zepisode. This
It's
is Zepisode
Zepisode 8.
I've had a beer, so I'm good.
I've had two.
Happy Mother's Day. Today is Mother's Day. So
Happy Mother's
all you
Day.
Happy Mother's Day, Jackie.
I am not a mom, but the lady at the doctor's office thinks I am.
Apparently, Jackie is a mom, according to her doctor.
According to the people who give B12 shots at my doctor's
Exactly.
office.
Hello,
Your
everyone.
butt's so big, you must be a mom.
I'm your host, Kenny Harrison. You can find me at Kenny C. Harrison or Kenny Harrison at Instagram or Twitter. Sitting next to me is the very lovely
123 Jackie B on all platforms except for Snapchat, where it's Jackie B123. And Jay did that perfectly last week.
Oh, good.
I was like, oh, he knows my.
Well, welcome back.
Thanks.
Welcome back.
And Jay always has my back when doing that because I always forget that Snapchat is
But you
different.
did pretend to be me.
I did.
That was
I always try to.
I
pretend.
loved it.
Sitting across from Jackie and I are the lovely.
Mark J. Freeman.
And where can they find you, Mark J. Freeman?
At LoRayne Love, LORAYNE.
And he too has had a beer, so
2.
there you go.
Let's just make it. I'm the only one who has not
Jay
had a
is the
drink.
only sober person.
Yeah,
So
raise your
Jay-
hand if you're not drinking.
So this will be a drinking day today. So,
Yeah.
aside
Jay,
from
you're supposed to be opening that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
I'll
You're not just
multitask.
going to sit here and not drink.
Jay,
You're going to work.
while you work on that, tell us who you are.
Yeah, my name's Jay Ellis. I'm on Instagram at don't_be_jealous, and then Twitter at still_jealous.
Oh,
And
this shit
so,
hits me in the eye.
Jay, you have something to say.
You guys are really making me multitask.
Yes, you are.
Read your shout-outs. Open a champagne, but look, I'm doing it, okay?
Jackie, ladies first.
You have to pour it.
Only a little bit.
I do have some shout-outs. So some really nice people over the past week have been super sweet in reaching out. So one of the ones on Instagram was Cherry Blossom, a drag queen who sent me some really great pictures. You guys should definitely check out their work. RJ on Twitter and Christopher Rommel. So RJ has been tweeting us some really funny, I guess, fan-made, I don't know what to call them, like elimination quotes, like where there's Amanda Bynes and the mom from Mean Girls. It's been really funny. And then one of our favorites, Brandon, he wrote in saying that he was going back. He just got out of surgery, so he's been going back and listening to our show to help him feel better. He's traveling.
I
Yeah.
love that.
So he went back to listen to our season 8.
And then I like love that, and then I feel bad for him. Like,
I know.
I'm so sorry that we're the ones you're listening to feel better.
You must still be on meds.
He said he's enjoying it because he started with season 8, which is when I started. So
Oh, nice.
He's only here for Jay.
Yeah, just throw
He's
that
only
in
here
there.
for Jay.
Interesting.
Brandon, we used to do the.
This is why I drank.
We used to do the fan of the week, so he definitely gets the fan of the
You
week. 'Cause
definitely
when Jay texted all of us the message that he sent, and I was really touched. And normally
sweet.
I only get touched
wanna show the
on
label.
Friday nights, but this touched me, so thank you.
Sorry.
If you're watching us live, welcome. I see there are a bunch of people in the chat room. Call your mothers before it's too late. Call your mom. All right, this is episode 8. What do you guys think of the episode? It was the RuPaul Roast, but it wasn't a roast of RuPaul.
It was
like the first time.
Yes.
It's a
Miss
roast
Shell.
of Miss, or as
Miss
Valentina says, Miss L.
It was funny. The only thing that bummed me out was no runway.
I know.
That really bummed me out.
I really did too. I that was really upsetting to me.
yeah, I will say grabbing the screen captures, it's hard because they're in front of the podium for most
Yeah,
of it.
right.
So you got to kind of see their look on Untucked, but it's always better to have them actually do like a little quick runway and hear the commentary.
Yeah.
This was one of my favorite episodes this season. I really enjoyed this episode.
The last week's episode was my favorite,
Yeah.
even though I did enjoy this one.
Right. And you weren't here, so you get to say that.
Yeah. Sharing.
Yeah. Because sharing is caring.
I do want to say this, last week it started for me, but this week seems like the editing is just so much tighter. Like we're seeing a more well-rounded workroom and stuff. And the table visits, like I feel like we're kind of back into true form with RuPaul's Drag Race. I don't know. I feel like it's picking up.
Yeah. I going along the lines of editing, because I know you love me talking about editing. I agree with you, Jay. I think they got away with they've done away with some of the kind of bullshit that's filler that we don't need, and they actually I don't mind the message, it used to be she-mail, but that didn't happen, and it felt like it didn't slow down the pace of the episode. Like she just came right in, and like it was the reading challenge. Yeah. So I agree with you, Jay. I think this episode in particular was like let's get into it, let's get in, and I do agree that I did miss the actual runway, but overall, I actually enjoyed this episode.
Cool.
So let's talk about the very beginning. I usually call it the post-elimination. It was Aja's kind of farewell. They really amped up the Trinity versus Shea at the very beginning, and I always look at that as, okay, now that these are the two that we're going to focus on.
Oh, no, but they set up the whole, like, they set up the Farah and Peppermint never having won, so you had this feeling that, well, they're either in the bottom or somebody wins because they're making it known that the stakes are high.
Mm-hmm.
Right. What did you guys think of the very opening? What are you laughing at?
I'm just laughing. Sorry, it's One Love RSR.
Yes,
He says
I was just gonna shout him out
He's
too.
in there for the first. He says, "I'm in here for the first time to laugh with Mark and get annoyed with Kenny C. Harrison in real time."
I appreciate that.
So thank you, One Love
people.
RSR. Sorry, that was distracting me.
I saw that one too. I thought it was cute.
And you were gonna say nothing?
What was the? I'm gonna apologize in
I was waiting
advance
for the right.
because I usually watch twice or 3 times, and I only watched once today. So what are we talking about? The opening?
Just them
before,
going back into the workroom
after elimination.
Oh, got it. Yeah. But it was, nothing profound for me.
What's your guy,
me.
I like Peppermint saying, like, at this point, if you haven't won a challenge,
Right. I agree with
now
that. I agree with that.
jogging his memory.
Hello, I said that last week, didn't I?
Yeah.
With Pheromone. I was
No,
like,
I don't think you did.
I did.
I don't think
I
you did.
listened to it this morning.
Thank
you
you.
did.
I was the one that
just like
sat
to
here
disagree.
last week. You're such a bitch. I hate you so much.
No, you
But I love you at the same time. No, I sat here last week and I said, we're getting to the point where if you haven't won a challenge or if you haven't been in the top, it's time for you to go.
No, Peppermint said that.
No, I said that. You know what? you better be glad it's Mother's Day.
Be nice to your mother.
I'm
Nice to
trying.
your
Well,
mother.
it's be nice.
And none of my drag babies sent me a Mother's Day.
Do you have
message.
drag children?
I do.
Oh, how many?
Of course. I don't know. Some are legitimate.
She's promiscuous. She can't keep count.
Okay, so let's just jump into the reading.
Cool.
Oh, I also, someone called Farah John Bonet. I thought I just died hysterically.
Yeah.
I can't remember who it was, so
That
let
was
me
funny.
know
That was
in
funny.
the chat room who said that.
Didn't they say that on the show too?
No, that's
That's what he said.
at the beginning.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of the reading? Because
I
reading
love
is
the reading.
one-
I thought it was
Challenge.
good.
I thought it was interesting how Alexis, I understand how body image jokes can hurt. I get that. But it's like they're all picking on each other for various different things. Like
Right.
you've got multiple people picking on Shea for her teeth.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to happen. And Ru said this. Like, this
Yeah.
is what it is.
Right.
And then for all the times that she's been like, oh, well, I want to be in the top and I want to, like, I help everybody out and, like, trying to make herself the center of attention, and then all of a sudden she's going to act offended.
Yeah.
I was just like, I don't understand where you get off saying this.
I would have been like, I'm here to do Alexis's read for her since she needs help with everything.
That would have been cute. I feel like at this point, like, we know that if you have bad teeth or you are underweight, overweight, that's going to be one of the focuses that all the queens are going to go for. So you just have to know that that's probably going to be happening.
Right.
My thing is, Nina totally ripped a Latrice Royale joke with the BMW.
Oh,
Body made
Yes.
wrong. Like, that was Latrice
I
Royale in
wrote
season
that down.
4.
I wrote that down.
that was
Yeah.
Latrice
And-
Royale.
Yeah, and I was like, hold on.
Well,
I
okay,
didn't
so
remember that.
and I watched your interview with Nina at DragCon, and
Oh, isn't
I'm
that great?
so flattered that I'm the one that annoys her. I love Nina Bonita. Let me take a note out of Ross Matthews' class before I start ripping, because I'm gonna rip her to shreds this episode, because not only did she copy Latrice. I couldn't remember. I'm glad Jay brought it up. I remember hearing that joke, and I couldn't remember who it was, and I even tried to go back.
Which is why I used it in the intro.
Yeah. She also, if you think about it, she kind of ripped Coco's roast by portraying someone else, roasting RuPaul.
Trinity portrayed somebody else.
And Shangela did too.
And Shangela did.
Yeah.
So
I'm
don't
fine
you
with
start
that.
with my girl Nina. No. Hell to
I'm
no.
I'm just saying, Nina, if you're watching.
Let's see if Nina's live on Instagram.
I know,
right
I'm
now.
looking, I'm
Hey,
waiting,
guys,
I'm waiting.
She's on quite a
But yeah,
But I will say that other than that, Nina's reads were some of my favorites, and actually I thought Shea was in
Yeah.
the top, and Valentina won, and I thought Valentina's were good.
I didn't think Valentina's were that good, but
Not warranting the win. I thought Shea had better ones.
Yeah.
I thought Shea too. And to go along.
The only one of Valentina's that I laughed at was when she said, "I lied, you ugly stripper."
Yeah.
And that was
No, her peppermint one was
I thought
funny.
Peppermint was funny.
Well, but there were people who were funnier, and I feel like as much as I love Valentina and as much as I am really excited about a lot of the things she's doing, I think that RuPaul and Michelle and their whole panel actually get so overexcited about her, they're willing to give her a pass on
Yep.
certain things that are not
agree. I think I said that last week.
Yeah, that are not pass worthy. And I'm not saying that she doesn't deserve to be I do think she deserves to be in the top 3. I'm not saying that she isn't a fabulous drag queen, which she is. But in this instance, I was like, there are clearly people who did better, and you just love her and how cute she is, that you're willing to let that be this high when it shouldn't have been.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think she was the strongest. But she did.
Which is why I'm glad she got a pass for which is why I'm glad she was only in the safe group at the end of the challenge.
Right,
because I was thinking, are you gonna? I mean, yeah, I didn't really get the shtick. Some of the jokes are funny, but I was gonna be so mad if she was top 3 after that.
I would have been livid.
Well, I agree with you on that. But I just want to talk about Alexis. Someone brought it up. It really bothers me to no extent when after she had done her reading, she was like, "Oh, that felt good," and then when people started coming, and it wasn't. And I get it. I get body image. It's an issue.
It's hard, but all drag queens struggle with that. All people
I know.
struggle with that.
I think I just remember her coming out on the runway in the lingerie, and I was like, that is a great.
Yeah.
You know, she's a heavier girl, and she looked great in that challenge. So I just didn't think that it was that big of a deal for her. And I before I got braces a couple of years ago, teeth were my big thing. I used to not. It wasn't even funny, but I knew that. Even before I had braces, it was a joke, and I knew to accept it, that it wasn't meant to be hurtful. And I read comments on YouTube, and I laugh because they're funny. I anytime someone mentions my name, all you have to do is type my name, and I'm appreciative, whether it's negative or.
Okay, good. I'll be right back.
So if you're in the chat room, just type my name. As long, let's see how many just random Kenny types in the chat room. But what I'm saying is that
Kenny is a piece of
you gotta have
Done.
a thick skin if you're gonna do this.
Yeah.
I think she
Right?
kind of came to terms when they came to the table visits, and a producer had obviously told Ru that Alexis was hurting a little bit about it. And but the thing is that Alexis went in for the teeth. I don't remember what the exact joke was, but she made fun of. I want to say Shea's teeth.
Oh yeah.
And I mean that's a body thing as well. So you have to be able to dish it and take it.
Yeah.
And I think she realized that during the table visits when her feelings were a little hurt.
Right.
Kenny, Pokemaniac Eddie loves you.
Oh. Okay, I
And
requested
so
just.
does Nakia.
I just requested just write my name, just write Kenny.
We also, I mean, the prize for Valentina, which I think is so compared to what the actual grand prize was a 4-night stay in Palm Springs.
I know,
which,
right?
That's a pretty major prize
Oh,
for a
yeah.
mini challenge.
And at that
as
hotel.
much as I love Squarespace,
Yeah,
it did not seem equitable.
That was
Right.
rude. I don't
Yeah,
like that.
I would have taken Palm Springs over to Squarespace any day.
Same.
I'm sorry, but Squarespace to sign up is free. I'm on Squarespace, and it's free.
But
So I don't understand.
She gets a free consultation and a free website.
Squarespace is very user-friendly. I'm like an internet idiot, and I figured out how to use Squarespace without a consultation.
This is a live view.
Well,
The people in the chat room are following directions.
Okay, let's get back.
Okay. So, in all, the reads were funny, I thought.
Yeah.
I don't think Valentina won. Shea was my pick. Mm-hmm. Of course, I have my head so far up Shea's ass. So, anyway, moving on. Alexis, after everything was said and done, she was still salty, which it was like, enough is enough. Like, really?
Yeah.
Just let it go.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I tell Mark every day, just
Let it go. Let it go.
Oh, I have exactly what Rue said. It's okay for you to make fun of someone else, but not for someone else to make fun of you.
Clearly.
Yeah. Yep.
I think that was a statement that I was talking about earlier where she just kind of realized, it kind of clicked, like, you're right, if they went for her drag aesthetic or something, like, I think she would have been better, but it is something that she probably struggled with, and she's probably, like, more sensitive about it. But I think that in that moment she was like, you're right. Like, I did go for other people, so they're going to come for me.
Right. Am I a bitch in saying, like, if that is a problem, why don't you do something about it? Is that, I mean...
No.
Okay.
When do you care?
Well, I don't. I'm just...
All of a sudden she's got couth, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I'm just saying. Moving on. Jay, you should run this. You're the sober one here. Let's go. What's next, Jay?
Well, we went into the table visits with Rue. So Rue and Ross come in, and they visited Alexis, Farah, Peppermint, and Sasha. So those were the table visits that we got to see.
Right.
Alexis, we already kind of talked about how Rue talked about the reading, and they kind of went over the
Jay
material.
has a chart, by the way. It looks like a chart.
She's got a Venn diagram down there.
I'm organized. When I'm writing, it's like a beautiful mind, like up on a board. Let's see. So we talked about Alexis, and then Farah. The critique was Farah was afraid of coming off too mean, so Ross gave information saying like start with a compliment and then lead in.
Right.
with something.
He basically
think-
showed her
Gave
how
her
to do it.
exactly.
But
Literally.
I know, but I still think it is a little bit unfair because the advice they gave her, she kind of misunderstood it, which yes, like to her discredit, it's like she didn't misunderstand it, but at the same time she went for the jugular like Ross told her to and then got fucked over because of it.
But she didn't do it the way that he told her to do it.
Right.
But I mean,
And I know it wasn't like for me. No, I didn't laugh at the jokes. And again, you guys know I love Farah, so this is part of the problem I'm having. It's like I know that the jokes weren't really funny, but some other people made very similar, like going for the jugular jokes in the same way that Farah had done it. Like even some of Peppermint's jokes were like that, and people laughed.
But
I think it's in the delivery though.
Yeah.
And maybe it's the editing too, but I mean, she was just flat. I mean, flat. And the fact that you have somebody like Ross Matthews in the workroom with you that's literally hand feeding it to you and you still can't do it, then you need to go peace out.
And he called her out on that too on the stage. He said, "Look, I gave you this information."
Yeah.
So that was kind of her advice that they gave. And then they talked with Peppermint about how she was in trouble, like she hasn't had a win and she was hungry for this win. So
Right.
I think again we were getting set up for Peppermint clearly going to excel in this challenge.
right.
And,
And I'm surprised that she was the one that did so well because I would not have. From past challenges, I was like, I don't know if she can pull that
for me,
off.
I think Peppermint, like we saw with the gun thing and
The gun thing.
you know, in her lip sync, like she had so much personality,
Right.
and she
Okay.
did that gun
Yes.
thing,
Well,
and it's like
and
she is really creative. It's just that for most of us, her outfits aren't really there, but her personality is.
But and that's why I keep bringing up the stuff about Valentina is like I get she looks put together, she looks polished, she smiles, she's fun to see, she's a good human, but I've yet to see her get pushed to do anything, and I think Peppermint has been around a long time. Somebody was even saying that they used to get the bar magazines when they were coming out, and Peppermint was on the cover. Yeah, I think it was Alexis. She's been doing roasts for years. That's what drag queens do. And if she's hosting a regular show, that's what she's doing on a regular basis. So I'm not surprised that she did well, and I'm not surprised that Farah and Valentina, well, Farah is in the bottom. Valentina, in my opinion, should have been in the bottom too, because I didn't think that she was that. I think she was trying to do a character, trying to do something else, and it was not. And that's what I've been saying. She's good at Valentina, but I don't know how good she is at doing something that's not Valentina.
Even that though was something comfortable for her because
Yeah.
it was clear that the character was like she was trying to do kind of like a New York chola kind of thing.
And I didn't think, and I have to say, and I'm not saying she looked bad, but she did not, like her makeup and stuff did not look as polished and as good as it has in the past.
Okay, let's
I'm
talk
just
about
gonna
that
say
later, though.
Why?
Well,
it's the same shit.
Because I have some things that I want to say. I am Kenny Harrison.
And I have something to say.
I didn't realize my buttons.
All right, Jay, where were we?
Just for the last table visit, it was.
Loosen up your buttons, baby.
Sasha was our last
I think
table.
It's take off my buttons.
Sasha was
Sorry,
our,
go ahead.
no, it's
I'm
okay.
listening to you, Jay.
Thank you. Sasha was our last table visit, and Ross and RuPaul said that she needs to use her intelligence into her humor.
Which I thought she nailed.
Can I flip flop
She
now?
is funny though. Like she was funny as Marlene Dietrich.
Yeah,
It's
I was
like,
gonna say the same thing. Yeah.
But she has this very kind of like nerdy weirdo sense of humor that I'm totally on board with.
Yeah.
I'm actually flip flopping, and I am on board with Sasha too. Like I was like,
welcome to our side.
well, because remember we were talking about in the very first episode, we were talking about in the special, in our special, we were talking about how just from a minute and a half of the Meet the Queens, she was the one that was like,
I had her in my top 3.
and I didn't. But and the thing is, I had Alexis in my top 3, and I'm just like, I'm over Alexis. Whereas Trinity and Sasha, I'm like, oh, I get it now. Yeah. Like it's clicking. Moving on. Mirror moments. Oh wait, what's next?
What's next, Jay?
Yeah, so
Secretary of Drag.
Who did not send us the Untucked?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Did you not watch it?
I did.
Oh, okay.
It was
So there you
Mother's
go.
Day.
But I was gonna
Mark
send it to the group
Google.
and be like, I got this, Jay. But I forgot.
I was with my mom and pulling screen caps. Let's see. So Peppermint.
I was with your mom too. Oh wait, what? I'm just kidding.
She said you were lovely,
You were a delight.
but don't invite him back.
Yeah.
So the mirror moments, it is what we went into. So we were talking mostly about Russia, how Sasha lived there and had to live kind of in stealth, and Peppermint got detained.
This episode could not have happened at a most important time.
Well,
Because-
you have the Chechnya thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was watching. I don't know if you guys ever watch HBO Vice, but they did a little segment on the Chechnya and Russia and how it's just. I mean,
It's bad. It is
I mean,
bad.
people
And not
are
only that, but their government is entirely repressive.
right, and people are being tortured and killed for being who they are, and I mean, it's just hearing Peppermint's story is just. It is incredibly profound how, not only in America, but in the world in general, how very weird. I feel like it's weird. It's 2017, according to the Christians, that this is how we are as like human beings. Like, I don't know. I can't. It really upsets me. But I feel like it's important to. This was really important.
It came at the perfect time.
Yeah.
And then you have at the same time, not just Chechnya, but it's like we have a president who could be in bed with the Russians, and it's like, why would we want to be in bed with this kind of government?
Well,
He
has interests.
I do love that one of the queens asked, "When did this happen?" And Peppermint's like, 8
8
months
weeks
ago.
or 8 months ago.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's relevant.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I kind of forget, just living in my own little like LA bubble, that the rest of the world can be a scary place for people who aren't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had a friend, a coworker, who went to the Sochi for the Olympics a couple of years ago, and I was actually worried for him because he's gay.
Fredo?
No.
Oh.
That was another one.
Oh, okay.
And he's out. But I mean, I'm just like, and I hate, and I felt bad for saying this to him. I was like, just be careful and not. I basically told him not to be who he is because he's a little flamboyant, Doug.
Oh.
He's a little flamboyant, and he's very very friendly, but. And I thought about it. I was like, why am I telling this person not to be who he is? And this goes for Peppermint as well. It's like she had to take her wig off and I can only imagine how scary that must have felt. You know what I mean?
Well, same for Sasha too. Like having to live a certain life and walk a certain way so that you're not targeted has to be very scary. And I'm sure that there's young people watching the show that feel like they have to walk a certain way or not talk a certain way just so they're not targeted. So it's nice to hear the queens actually having these moments and showing that they are rising above it.
Yeah.
So
that was our mirror moment.
It was great. This is one of my favorite moments from the show.
Good. Okay. I think it was a really relevant
It was
topic.
very timely.
Okay, so we can do I feel like the runway one of two ways. We can either talk about the look and their set in once, or we could do.
I think that's a brilliant idea.
Cool.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Rue's dress?
No, I would rather. I'm kidding.
But no one gives a fuck.
I know. That's why I stopped myself.
Rue's dress.
Yeah,
I loved it.
I loved it too.
Yes!
five, girl.
Kenny, did you like it? That's sorry, Neil. That's the only screen cap I don't have. If you're looking for it, I don't have Ru. I can never pull Ru's.
That's
so
fine.
Okay.
That's okay.
She's got it under
I
lock
loved
and
it.
key.
I thought it was one of the best she's ever looked.
I loved it too. It was fun. It was like
I really
whimsical.
did. Yeah.
It was.
With the
fun.
strap, like the
Yeah.
I don't know. It was. I mean, it's obviously the same silhouette. I would love to see something different, but I did like it.
It was a safe look.
It was very safe.
Yeah.
But her makeup looked divine, Miss Raven.
Man.
Oh yeah, fans were asking who's been doing the makeup, and it's Raven.
Raven and
Delta.
Delta's doing her wigs.
And apparently, and I watched the sidebar. I watched a video. Apparently, her and Lucian Piani got into some kind of.
Yeah, I don't think they speak. Well, I think Lucian is kind of.
And
He's cray cray.
I unfollowed her on.
And
lots
speaking of the makeup, Matt Anderson. Apparently, he painted half her face and wanted more money, and she said no, and so no, she loved.
That's what happened at the start of the season. That's why Raven and Delta have taken over.
Yeah,
Girl,
so.
we've had this conversation.
Oh, where was I? Was I here?
Girl.
All right.
On Scruff.
Girl.
Guest judges.
Probably.
Who are our guest judges? Tamar Braxton.
And Fortune Feinster.
Who?
Fortune.
No. The other, who's
Tamar.
Who?
I worked with her.
I just saw Fortune Femster at the Improv not like a month ago, 2 months ago. Oh, she is hysterical.
She's fun.
If you ever have a chance to go see her, please go see her because she was. I mean, I was literally had tears in my eyes. It was hysterical.
I will. I don't know much about her, so maybe I'll check
There's
it out.
the first Wednesday, just so you guys know, and if anyone's in the LA area, I'm going to give a plug to my friend.
No, it's fine.
As the first Wednesday of every month at the Hollywood Improv is a comedy show called Gays Are Us. My friend Erin Foley, who's been on Conan O'Brien and other shows, she runs the show, and it's gay heavy. It's not strictly gay comics. There are some straight comics that come in.
So no Russians.
No Russians.
Except for Katya.
So if you're in LA on first Wednesday of the month, check out the Improv for that because it's pretty fantastic.
I just got that. Katya in Russian.
She's
okay.
a delight. She is a delight.
Go ahead, Jay. Take it away, Jay.
Okay.
Drive us into safe territory.
Mark, Mickey's provides their cocktails.
I heard
annoyed
that.
was I
heard that.
was, like-
That's why they were really weak.
I was annoyed
Just
by
kidding. I'm kidding.
It was a promotion. Of course, they're going to take it when they can.
Yeah.
So
I'm
Shea
sure
actually,
it was well.
Shea kicked us off with opening the show. Mm-hmm. So what do you guys think?
I think she was
funny.
great.
She was fun.
Yeah.
I thought it's hard to open, so I think she did good.
Yeah.
It's
funny.
never hard to open for me. I thought Shea was great. And until I saw her whole outfit in Untucked, I was like, I kind of agree with Michelle. But I liked her outfit.
I do.
I thought it was cute. And
I don't
loved her
remember
wig.
I don't know if I remember seeing the bottom.
It was sheer, and it was like a kind of a bodysuit underneath.
Oh, okay.
So it was cute.
Yeah,
and I
thank you.
loved
But
her.
I feel
her
like
wig.
she did that once before. Didn't she do a sheer over a bodysuit once before? I mean, not that it matters.
in the
Bianca
chat
Del
room,
Rio
if
one.
you remember that, let us know. I think she
Bianca
looked
Del
great.
Rio went in the same dress. So let's go move on.
For Shea, I thought she had one of her best jokes was LA Dodgers. At least they have the courtesy to clean up after a grand slam. I thought it was,
That was
so
funny.
good. Like
That was
I thought
funny.
it was a really great opening. Like I
Yeah.
thought she had killed it, and I thought that the blonde wig looked really good.
I think my favorite joke was, if you liked my roast, my name is Shea Coulee.
Yes.
If you did not like
My
it,
name's Nina Bonita Brown.
yeah,
that was
that's
good.
some great shade. I like that.
It was good.
Only because it was Nina.
No, I love
See,
Nina.
I love you, girl.
So next we had Sasha after Shea. And what did you guys think of Shea? Why do we keep saying
I
Shea?
love Sasha. And you know what everyone in the chat room was saying, I'm sure you guys saw this too, that Sasha's humor, I thought this was, and someone else said is a great metaphor. Sasha's humor is like the TV show Frasier.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
can
little
see
bit,
that.
it's not like, you know.
Ha ha ha.
Yeah, it's a little more intellectual. And I thought she really, one of the things they always say in performing and stuff is make the problem the solution, and I feel like she truly did that. Her problem was that maybe I'm going to be a little too intellectual, but let that be the joke.
Yeah.
That I'm a little too intellectual.
Right.
So I thought she really knocked that out of the ballpark, and
I
I thought
think-
I
yeah.
do think this is the best she's ever looked as well.
I agree.
I loved the
I
look
agree.
What's
on her,
weird
even
though
though it
is
was
like I feel like
over the top. I thought it was
even
great.
though I loved her look, haven't we seen this before? Like, didn't she wear
no,
something
really.
similar?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
Like we've seen the code
We're
and
both
stuff.
like that. I said the same thing with Shea. I'm like, didn't she wear this before?
Yeah. I think it's similar to what she's already done.
It's her aesthetic.
Yeah,
but I don't think she's worn anything like that.
I failed to mention this. There were 2 episodes in a row where she wore a corset and pasties, and they were just different colors. One was black, one was white. I think one was the Madonna, and the week before was the lingerie. So it's just this is Sasha being Sasha, and I think out of all the 8 queens, I think there are 8 of them now, or there were 8. She's the only one that's kind of stayed true to her aesthetic and her I am Sasha.
I've always
I
thought
think Nida does that. I mean...
Well, yeah, but her more so, I think.
For me, Sasha was one of the tops because I feel like she actually studied Michelle.
Yeah.
Like she was making Jersey jokes, and I thought that was funny. She had like really good quips to Ross about being like an out lesbian. Like that was funny. Like,
and I love when she was doing the Jersey stuff, and then she was like, I got more.
Yeah.
Hold on, I got more. I love that.
And when they didn't work, she was like, it worked in my
Yeah,
favor.
exactly.
So,
and you have to do that. I've done stand-up, so it's like when it doesn't work, you got to admit it. You know what I mean? Like, okay, taking that out of the set.
And people usually have that uncomfortable, like, oh, at least they recognize that. So I think that she was playing to the crowd.
She was very smart about it.
Yeah, I thought Sasha
when she
did
came
great.
for Tamar and Tamar's reaction to her it was by far the highlight of the entire roast.
Someone else in the chat room just wrote this too. They called her the Black Grace Jones.
Yes,
which I
they
thought
mentioned. Well, they mentioned that in Untucked.
Yeah.
And I agree. I think that silhouette was very Grace Jones.
Yeah.
Next,
Valentina.
this was who?
Valentina was up next.
Who?
Oh God.
Stop.
The jokes, like some of the actual jokes were funny. Like I thought the hamster
Thank
joke
you.
was funny.
Appreciate it.
I thought the hamster joke was funny. I thought the hand job joke was funny. But the shtick was so weird and off-putting
odd,
that
yeah.
the delivery just did not.
Yeah,
Does
look
not
at the
come together
pic-
for
I'm
me.
just like,
Okay, so
And
last
someone
week.
Look at her
mentioned.
makeup.
Someone
I don't know if
mentioned
that's
in
being
the.
shown to you guys, but I just.
It's
Someone
been
mentioned in the chat roll that like Adore does the Chola stick way
Yeah,
better.
way better.
Okay, so last week I said I was buying everything that Valentina was selling.
You
Not
returned
so
your
much.
items?
I sure did.
You took a backer
without
with the
receipt. I did not like this at all. I love her. I think she's great. I didn't like her look. I didn't like the character. I didn't like the jokes. I didn't laugh once. I agree with, I think Jackie said it, or maybe Mark said it at the beginning. She should have been in the bottom. I agree. I think, and I can honestly admit when I was wrong.
Who were the bottom 3?
Trinity.
See,
Farah.
I think she was worse than
Farah.
Trinity.
I would agree with you on that.
I think Trinity at least had an idea that she whether it landed or not, is debatable. But and you were also seeing it edited again, as we all know. But Valentina's up there booty.
I do have to kind of disagree with some of the things, guys. Like, I liked her jokes about how you make Michelle look bad season 3, 4, 5. Like, the build-up is fun. Like, you know where it's coming, but it's still funny to hear. And I thought that...
I didn't like that.
I didn't either.
Okay.
My God, me and Mark are agreeing for
I
her.
know. It's the champagne.
It must be.
The hamster up the butt... Like, do you guys know the Richard Gere story? Like,
Yeah.
okay, so that's, like, funny. I don't know. I thought, like,
That
for her
was
to aim
funny.
it at
But
Ross...
that would have been funny when that happened. But, how far ago was that?
I think
Just
she's
saying.
a young queen and for that reference to be
Okay,
it.
but does that give her a pass?
No, young in age, I'm saying. Like,
But it doesn't give her a pass. That doesn't matter.
I'm not saying it gives her a pass. Don't
Settle
yell at me.
down.
I'm just saying.
What I'm saying is that it was good to aim
Yes,
at
assert yourself
It
there.
was good to aim it at Ross because Ross is cute. Like if she said that to RuPaul, you'd be like, that wasn't like Ross is cute and happy and funny. So like you're so cute like a hamster, and then you're like, just shove it up an ass. Like you're like, oh God, like that reference is very obscure.
It just felt
I
fun.
agree.
I don't
though,
think she
she'd
should
take
have
it,
been in
girl.
the. Jay, I'm gonna half agree with you because I don't think she should have been in the bottom because there were some funny jokes. It was that the delivery was just weird.
I think she's gonna be safe regardless. Her and Trinity
Yeah.
for me were flip flops. Like they could have been in either's
Right.
spot, safe or on the bottom 3. That's
Yeah.
how I feel.
I don't care if she's only been 10 months in. It doesn't matter. You're on the show. Does it matter if someone's been in it for 2 years or 12 years?
The voice,
No.
The voices in his head just said 10 months. And she's
know,
like,
right?
I don't
No,
care.
someone in there
it's in
said
the
that.
chat.
And
I
like,
thought
don't
so, yeah.
get all capital letters on me because I'll do it right back at you.
We've also been corrected that she has been doing drag, but
she's been
not
doing makeup.
live for 10 months.
Right.
She's
Right.
doing makeup.
She
Yeah.
considers herself a performer. like-
Exactly. If you're on the show, then you do the challenges. Plain and simple. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
There can be an excuse why you didn't do as well, but it's
Time's short. Moving on.
Muy
Sorry,
bien. Okay, so Trinity was up next.
No. That was terrible. I wrote meh.
This
Who?
was a Trinity Taylor.
I really wanted her to do well too. I actually thought when she first came out, I thought she was gonna knock it out of the park, and then I was just.
I thought she was. It was the same thing with like Trinity and Alexis. You know, we had this setup in All Stars where it was like, Alaska, you're the best Alaska that ever Alaska'd. So I felt like with the setup with Trinity, Alaska, you're the best Alaska that ever Alaska'd. I felt like with Trinity and Alexis, we were kind of getting that same setup where it's like, this is what we're getting with Valentina. It's like, you are the best at everything you do and nothing you do is wrong. So I kind of felt like that even if she did mediocre, she still would have been thought of as great. But she did so poorly that
I don't think she did that bad enough to warrant a bottom
No,
three.
definitely not.
I was definitely. It's one of those things where you have excelled in so many challenges. Now there's a high expectation of you.
Yeah.
Whereas somebody like Pheromone, you're like, if she hits it out, or let's just use Peppermint. No expectations, but if you hit it out of the, if you knock the ball out of the park, then it's 10 times great. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
So
great.
10 times great. I don't know.
I was
champagne.
I was shocked that Trinity kind of fumbled on this one because we've seen her be funny, and I kind of was expecting higher things from her. But I think at this point in the roast, it's hard because some of the jokes have already been said by other queens about Michelle. So it's how do I take my dirty joke and make it sound funnier or more funny?
Funnier.
Thank you.
And I agree with Jay. I think positioning also has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, positioning has so much to do with that.
because if you're on the top, then
But
you can't
didn't
bottom.
she ask them where they wanted to be? Did she not ask them?
Yeah.
She
did.
She did ask,
No,
right? Okay.
I know.
But this is the thing, like once you're toward the end, you can start to roast, on a traditional roast, you can roast other people's sets, which I think is what Alexis probably could have done, has been like, well, we saw Farah bomb. Like you just kind of do, I don't know.
Right.
Why
Why did you point at me when you said that? That was rude.
Which is
That
why I
rude.
don't understand why, because again, we only get us like 6 minutes of this, but why in a normal roast, they roast each other.
Yeah.
I didn't see a whole lot of that.
There was a little bit.
A little bit.
Just in the introductions. They probably
or
tell
it
them
got cut. It could have gotten cut.
No, that's what I'm saying. We only got 6 minutes of it, but I would have liked to see more, and I agree with you, Jay, on this one.
But I enjoyed Trinity. It's just this wasn't her challenge.
Agreed. Next,
we went into Farah. Oof.
Poor baby.
Who?
Farah.
Who?
Shut up. Poor baby.
You keep falling for it. I love you, Jay.
I'm watching you.
I really feel bad for her.
Why?
I felt bad because of what I said earlier, where it's like they kind of led her into this place where it was like, make the jokes really cruel and mean, and she did, and it just didn't land.
Right. I think this is another age thing. She's young.
You think younger people are not as funny?
Well, I don't think
younger.
I don't think they understand the concept of roasting.
I don't agree with that.
Well, again, she had it handed to her and she dropped it. So
I do think that she didn't take the advice of Ross, and it just was she was kind of set up for how to do it, and she just didn't follow that format, which was given to her. And
But I loved her Marilyn Monroe outfit.
Oh, she looked. the
looked
dress
nice.
was cute. Can someone explain the makeup? Why it's like I call powder puff, like her face
highlighter.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's the
from it.
highlighter.
I don't understand.
Highlights.
I don't understand
That's
that.
that's what they've all been kind of ripping on her for the
Okay.
whole time is her highlights. And and then she even said she was surprised that people were ripping her highlight. I mean, she did have even at
I
DragCon.
like
I was like,
it.
oh girl, you do have a
She has
lot
a
of
lot.
highlight. It is what it is.
I do like that she accepted on the main, like when they were doing the critique, she's just like, I don't know, like I just
Right.
like she totally agreed that the criticism she did awful. Like she wasn't like, well, I didn't really know, I didn't want to make fun of you. Like she was just like, I know I did awful. I
Right.
thought that was very mature.
Yeah.
I grew to like her over the course of this series.
Her complaint, like her whiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At first it was annoying. I was like, oh, shut her up. Someone put a pillow over that. But
I'm not gonna miss her.
No.
Sorry,
I'm not
Jackie,
gonna miss her.
I know you like her.
I like her.
She was sweet at DragCon though. I'll say that.
She was.
I just felt bad.
And if you like her, tip her the next time she's in your town.
There you go.
And those of you who love Valentina, go give her your money.
Next,
Peppermint.
Tip her $1 for me.
the best she ever looked.
Oh, agreed.
Oh,
Yeah.
hands down. Hands down.
That wig, bitch.
That was
She could have worn
knocked
that
her out of
last
the
week.
ballpark.
She could have worn that wig last week, and I would have
For
been
me,
like,
though,
fuck
the
yeah.
jokes that Peppermint was doing were like like Farah was in this same ballpark as Peppermint, where like the jokes were coming for the jugular, but it's just that Peppermint knew how to deliver.
Can I backtrack on Farah once?
Uh-oh.
Just real quick. I really agree with
Why do you ask?
Fortune's critique, or when they were talking about the contestants backstage while they were backstage, and she said that everything on the outside looks good, but there's nothing behind.
Yeah.
And I really agree with that. And that's what I wanted to say. So
About Farrah's personality?
Yeah.
I think
Well, but
it's
I
more
think-
nerves. Like, for her, I think it's just that she's really young and...
is this gonna be like that Adore thing where you would defend her like to
Yes,
death?
this is going to be exactly like that.
gonna
No,
be-
but I do think that she has admitted herself, like, I got nervous, like I didn't want to be mean or whatever, you know. Like, we do understand that there's a level of nerves versus like someone like Peppermint is not going to be afraid when she gets up there and does those jokes.
She's been doing this her whole life.
Yeah.
What she did on that stage is what she's.
I'm
done.
getting a fucking like a really made up Serena Williams right now.
Yeah.
She looks like
Totally.
amazing right now.
Totally. She does.
Best
She looks
look.
fantastic.
This is the best she's
Hands
ever
down,
looked.
the best she's ever.
And I have not been Team Peppermint at all this season. I thought I actually wanted to go home like a few episodes ago until now.
Well, when we met her at DragCon 2, that is her 100%. Like
Okay.
she could not have been nicer and more gracious to us.
I'm happy
It was almost kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm happy to see this side because she's one of my original top threes, and I feel like she's just coming to life now. Like, and all of her jokes landed. Like, I feel like she just was solid with her timing, and just like her punches were hard, but they like had a good build up.
Yeah.
Like, just she had timing.
It's like Survivor. She's coming in at the right time.
I was just gonna say, like some people, like they shoot their wad early. I think she can't. I think she's been building up, and again, what I said about what, shooting wads. Okay, so yeah, I think she. If at any point in the competition you want to shine, I think she picked the right moment, and she shined.
right.
Kudos to her. Is that all for her?
Yeah, that's good for me. So now we go into Nida Bonita Brown.
Yay!
Lord Jesus.
This is an example where the shtick worked. So
Yeah.
you had Valentina, whose shtick I just didn't get, and this was an example where Nina understood what the shtick was and
Right.
how it had to fit with the jokes.
Right.
I love the fact that she painted glasses on her face.
I've seen her.
so
Well, I
funny.
was watching another video.
so
Actually, it was
funny.
her audition video.
Oh, okay.
She did the same thing in her audition video, and I thought it worked. I mean, I don't know that she was the best, but I did like it, and I thought it was good.
To build on that, like I agree. I don't think it was the best performance. I think it was a safe performance, and overall, I think that her jokes were fun. And I think that when she stumbled, she stayed in that character, and she was like, "Ooh, you're a whole lot of woman." Like she
Yeah.
was staying in the character, which is a little bit different from what
Yeah.
you know. If Farah had some dead air, she wasn't like playing to the crowd or acknowledging it. I think Nina knew like I got to shuffle my cards, and I better say something to kind of filibust until I can remember what I was going to do.
Yeah.
But it was a safe performance for me as well. I think that she did great.
You
But
said filibuster.
that's my drag name, Filibuster.
Hello.
We're just gonna get rid of that.
I agree with Jay. I mean, it wasn't my favorite performance. I think it was just safe. Sorry, Nina. I just put me. That was okay.
I love you,
bad.
girl. I love you, Nina.
I
wasn't
know.
bad.
I like all these queens. It's just this is the performance.
Yeah.
And then the look, it was fun that she had a character. That's what I put.
Yeah.
And then Alexis was our last one, Alphabet.
God.
I have to say, I don't think it was until the Untucked that I even understood the green.
Yeah.
I kept going, what am I
I got
missing?
that.
What am I missing? What am I missing?
No, I got
And
it.
it wasn't until the Untucked that I was like, oh, okay. And whoever said it, and somebody did say it, and I don't know who it was, they said, had you started the routine commenting on her hatred for green, I think
it
at
was
that point, you let it, then you're like, okay, get it, go.
Shay
You know
said
what I
it.
mean? And-
Shay said
yeah.
that if you would have started it out and made a reference to it and then go back to it and nailed the point down, it would have been funny. And I totally agree.
Yeah.
This was a fucking complete
it was
miss.
terrible. It was so painful.
And I didn't understand the boobs.
Yeah, why were the boobs like,
I
green
didn't get
cutlets?
well, I know. I was like, they're supposed to be showing. Is it because Michelle has fake boobs? That was my thought.
Yeah.
But they were
they're
like
fake. Look at their
It
fake.
was like she cut a head of lettuce and then
Yeah.
just shoved it in her
She looked like
bra.
Fiona,
not the drag queen head of lettuce, an actual head of lettuce.
Fiona from Shrek or like She-Hulk. I love that Trinity's all. It doesn't help that she looked like She-Hulk.
Yeah. This was a complete...
Alexis's
It was
boobs
such a
gave me
complete
anxiety.
mess. And I was so distracted by, like, I was like, what is happening with this green? And I don't get it. And like you were saying, like, head of lettuce, if there was, like, a shtick with it, I would have understood.
Yeah.
But
What really bothered me to no ends of the earth, is that she was like, I'm funny, I want to either go first or last, I can bring this home, I can do this, da-da-da-da-da. It's like, really? Is that, and that's the best that you can do? This is all you had to come up with? And then she started giving excuses and untucked them. And, bitch, I don't need excuses. I gotta take my glasses off. I'm so, like,
She said
annoyed.
her cards were mixed up. Was that her?
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, she did say her cards were mixed up.
But still, I mean, this is the opportunity to take the other roasters that didn't work, and then you make fun of Pheromone and you make fun of Trinity.
Yes.
Like, you kind of use their disadvantage to your advantage, I think. In a roast, it's kind of all fair.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then she just would not let the whole, like, her body image thing go. It was just like, enough is enough. I'm done. I'm out. I would have been totally happy if she went home.
girl, you got green boobs. It is not
Alexis.
going up from there.
I definitely don't think Alexis should have gone home for this. I think she did stumble, but I think the right person went home for sure. Because I think Alexis at least has won a challenge and she's proven herself in other challenges that she's, you know, competition. So, and you do, and like I think Trinity said it in the Untucked. You know, this is proof that 1 week you're good, the next week it's not good. So
yeah, because Trinity was coming off of a win, and now she's in the bottom three. And I mean, Alexis, we've seen her do Kris Jenner and Liza Minnelli, where it's performance.
But you know, this reminds me of season 5 and Roxy and her attitude. And this is what by the way, this was the exact same episode, the roast season 5. They roasted RuPaul. That was the same, the 2 wigs and Roxy getting left at the bus stop. This is the same thing.
Oh, was it?
It was the exact same episode.
Okay.
And
How do you remember that stuff?
Girl, I
I do remember.
yesterday.
I remember Roxy bombing, and it was that 2 wigs that saved her.
Right, and I even said it in when we did our Meet the Queens. She reminds me of Roxy, and not the All Stars Roxy, the season 5 Roxy. And I'm just like, I cannot. I've completely checked out. I can't deal with. I'm just over it. I'm over her. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
I have a question for you, Kenny.
Sure.
Are you over her?
Yes, I'm over her.
So that takes us into our lip sync. It was Baby I'm Burning by Dolly Parton.
I really like this song. I've never heard of it.
Yeah, I liked it too.
I've heard the song. Yeah.
What was
I
that
thought-
hat that came out of the crotch?
I wondered. I'm glad you said that. I was thinking.
It
Was it a
the Wicked
Elphaba?
Witch.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Where was it hidden?
It was like in her panties or
Yeah.
something, and
Got
she
a
pulled it
hat
out.
in my crotch.
Oh, like this? A sombrero comes out?
Yeah.
Can I be the one that said that I think Farrah should have won? I thought Farrah was more. I was more drawn to Farrah the whole time.
I wasn't.
I see. I like when she did her little dress thing. Yeah.
I think they're both really good lip syncers. I think the thing, because Farrah is very compelling as a lip syncer. Like, I would want to go see her lip sync. And I think for me, because it was equal, I saw it more as like, Alexis, you've done so
You
well
deserve to be
up
here.
until
Right.
this point.
Exactly.
It's a numbers game at this point.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I'm going to say something controversial. This was...
Say it. Let's hear it.
Breaking news at AfterBuzz.
I don't think either one really took this lip sync. Like, it was just fine for me. I wasn't excited watching it. At the very end, I was like, whoever.
You didn't. I thought Alexa was gonna slide off the fucking stage.
I thought she was going to
I
bust
thought she
it.
was gonna hurt her ankle because she slammed into the.
Well, she came in a home plate like fast. I disagree with you, Jay.
Okay.
I was entertained. I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it too.
They were just kind of trotting around, both doing the same thing.
But I mean, it's a Dolly Parton song.
Kenny will like
Pulling hats out their
Alexis next week
hoo-has.
because he's a flip flopper.
Probably. Who said that? Oh, the masturbator. Lit masturbator. Of course I will. Yeah.
Okay.
I disagree with Jay for probably the 3rd time today. I like this
But
lip
he'll
sync.
change his mind tomorrow.
He will
Probably.
next week.
I'll get a text.
I'll text her later.
I take it all back, Jay. I disagree with everything you said today.
Anything from Untucked? We have maybe 3 minutes.
We had a Shea versus Nina kind of.
Oh, okay. So, am I the only one that just thought that it was kind of, as an audience, we didn't get all the information?
Yeah, it was weird.
It came out of nowhere.
It was
Okay.
weird
Yeah.
because they were like loving on each other like right up until that point, and then they're like, "You bitch hoe," and I'm like, "Oh, wait, what?"
Because she got literally like she was heated.
Yeah.
At what
very
was being
upset.
said, and I was just like, maybe am I not reading between the lines? Am I missing some information? Nina, where you at, girl? Call us. and let us know what happened because at the end of it I was like, what just happened? Like I watched it twice. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know what to think now because whatever.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think we got the full story, but she's saying that people were talking about her like she hears other people, and then Shea was like, "That's not me." Like I would say it to your face. So I agree. I think that maybe I'm missing something too, but I don't know. It seemed like it was exploded.
Come out of nowhere. Yeah.
It was confusing to say the least. I was over Alexis and her excuses.
I do like the Alphaba versus Glinda joke.
That was cute.
Yeah.
That was
No, and the moment for me in Untucked was when Shea and Nina were going back and forth, and you saw Trinity with her straw.
Yes, that was
Sometimes
funny.
I'm just
That
like,
was
yeah,
funny.
that is
That was
totally
funny.
My other favorite was Alexis standing at the mirror, and she hears the drama, and she's like,
slowly.
and I wish that somebody called her over and was like, "I'm not done with you. You're gonna listen, so you can practice your lip sync." Like, come on, girl. Anyway.
Yeah. What else? Is that it from?
That's it for me.
Okay.
I can't see without my glasses. What is it?
It says start to wrap.
Oh, okay. My name's Jay Ellis. No,
I was just going to do it. You beat me to it.
we gotta get a commercial.
All right, so I guess we have to wrap now.
Commercial
Alright.
for Squarespace.
Any final thoughts? Next week's episode is TV pilot. We have to come up with a TV pilot.
Oh, I didn't see the clip of what was next week.
So basically,
they're
gonna. It looks like they're gonna be in pairs, and they have to come up with a pilot.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I've already heard, I think, this whole episode synopsis, so I already know what's going to happen.
I'm like wondering where the singing challenge is.
Oh.
Well, so they were talking about that in
Yeah.
Untucked too. So
It looks like there's also drama on the runway, which I'm excited.
Yeah.
Like Peppermint's like, I have to talk.
is this? I think they did. I did see this. I take that back. Did they look really cool? Like they all
Yeah,
have really.
yeah.
I feel like the runway is going to be a really good runway.
Yeah,
It
it looks
looked
like
like
a
the looks are
candy,
gonna be-
like Charlie and the Chocolate
Yeah.
Factory-ish.
Yeah. It looked. I take it back. I
Any
did
predictions? Since we don't do predictions, I think Mark brought that up last week.
I can't.
Oh, you already know. I'm gonna say Valentina and Nina in the bottom two.
Who?
Valentina
Yeah,
and
Nina?
Nina in the
Oh, I
bottom
thought
two.
you-
Oh no! I legitimately that time I didn't hear what he said.
Oh.
Sorry. We're making predictions of who
Yeah,
we're going to be in the
sure, why
bottom.
not?
I'm going to go
got
with
a
who
minute.
I want to be in the bottom.
Who do you want to be in the bottom?
Wait, who's left?
Oh, God.
Wait, let me see your list.
Farah? No.
Oh, she's gone.
There's 7 queens left. Real quick.
I'm gonna go with
Trinity.
bottom 2. Wait, who's this?
Club Kid
Nina.
Runway. That's interesting.
Oh no, not her.
I have doctor's handwriting.
And who's this?
Farah.
Okay, she's gone. I'm gonna put Valentina in the bottom because I want to peace out.
Oh, Club Kid Runway.
That's what I just. Yeah,
I'm gonna go. I'm guessing maybe Alexis again. I'm gonna go with Alexis and
But it's an
Valentina.
acting challenge. That's the thing. Is
But
like
I don't know.
I think this is
I don't know.
more of a creative challenge.
Everybody, I don't know. I feel like everybody else. Will,
You don't think like Sasha would be in the bottom because of the acting challenge? I don't know.
I
My
guess it's
mom just
possible.
texted me. Okay. Sorry. Hi, Mom. Happy Mother's Day. And you're welcome. Your
You're
thoughts?
welcome for my birth.
I know. Thank you for my birth. Any final thoughts?
I like Jackie's shirt. I just thought that it's a Harry Potter.
shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, no.
All right. So thank you for joining us. Where can they find you, Jay?
I'm not going live tonight because I have to go to rehearsal. Sorry, guys. So on Instagram at don't_be_jealous and Twitter at still_jealous.
Just check out his cam later. He'll do cam somewhere. Adam for Adam, maybe. Mark.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at LoRayne Love, LoRayne Love, and you can follow my hair at Living for the Hair.
Jackie.
123 Jackie B on all platforms except Snapchat. Where's Jackie B 123?
And you can find me at Kenny C. Harrison or Kenny Charrison on Instagram and Twitter. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back again next week for episode
Whether you like it or not.
9. Make your comments down below. Thank you for downloading us on iTunes. We will see you next week.
Bye.
Happy Mother's Day.
As Jay would say.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Drag you later.
Drag.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.